Hey everybody, Cynthia Bazin from Smart Chick with my co-host Gail Foley. We are super excited to join you again on this Thursday to talk about very interesting conversations and strategies that we can do for our personal life and professional life. So for those of you that don't know me, I just want to say thank you for the live viewers that come in and the replay viewers. My name is Cynthia Bazin. I am your laser focused mentor. What I help you do is I help you step into your personal and professional greatness with really smart tips, laser focused strategies. I try to leave out the fluff and give you stuff that you can actually apply to your personal and professional life. So I'd like to turn it over to Gail Foley to introduce herself.
All right, thank you, Cynthia. First of all, Cynthia does exactly what she says. She walks her talk, so don't hesitate in contacting her to get laser focused. I am Gail Foley. I am a podcast talk show host of my own show called One Awesome Community. That's all about life lessons and interviewing powerful women that make things happen, all with the idea of helping women entrepreneurs learn and engage in new strategies and avoid a lot of hiccups that come along their way by learning from others' lessons. So that's me, Gail Foley, oneawesomecommunity.com.
Oh, right. And you know what? Don't hesitate if you're looking for a good podcast to go to oneawesomecommunity.com because she is my favorite podcaster, not because she's a great friend of mine, because it is absolutely awesome. So you got to sign up for it, and we'll be putting in our website. So let's say hello to a couple people that have stopped in. We've got Shelly Dryman in the house.
Shelly.
Welcome in, Shelly. Thank you so much for coming here. Appreciate it. And we've got another Shelly. We've got the Shellys in the house. Shelly Harris, welcome in. Appreciate you being here. Awesome. Let's see. And don't know, whoever's coming in, please say hello in the chat stream. That would be awesome. So, Gail, why don't we start off on some cool news first before we jump into the topic of having to do with this show is that I am super excited that moving forward, other than like say during holiday weeks, we may need to switch it up. But Gail and I are going to be doing this on an almost weekly basis on Thursdays, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, noon Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to have our regular show here. That's awesome, right?
Yep. And then we also have another regular show coming. Cynthia was my guest a couple weeks ago on my show. It was so well received with the site, with social media strategy and everything. We've decided to put on a tips series every Wednesday. It's going to be a short one. It's going to be maybe a 10-minute thing, but it's going to be very laser focused in line with Cynthia. It's going to be awesome in line with my show. And it's going to help people with different issues. We're just going to come up with things that we know people are challenged with and share them out. And the podcast is something, if you're not around on Wednesday, that's okay. It can be listened to at any time. If you subscribe to my channel, it will show up in your inbox when we publish it. So be ready. It's coming next week. We're so excited.
Super excited. So 2 regular shows with Gail and I is that we are super excited. So every Thursday, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, noon Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Smart Chick Facebook page, Gail and I are going to be talking about important issues which we want to get you involved. And then on the Gail Foley Show, the One Awesome Community, I am doing a regular weekly thing with her, laser focused tips. So super excited, Gail. Love working with you. And that's what it's about, everybody, right? Collaborating, working together. We totally believe, and I know Lisa Bechtel is in the house. I want to say hello to her. Welcome in, Lisa. Is that together we are stronger, right? When we surround ourselves with the best people. So super excited, super excited. So yes. So Gail, do you remember the topic of the day?
Yes.
What are we talking about today? I think it's a good one.
Okay, we're talking about what everybody's dealing with right now, which is either in the huge scenario or in your own personal life, it's dealing with the unknown. How do you deal with the unknown, or how do you not deal with the unknown? Because some people just crawl in bed and don't deal with it.
Yeah, I thought that this would be a great topic for all of us to talk about today. And I want us to give a shout out to Ken Loring. If you're still in the house, welcome in, Ken, a great friend of ours. So we thought that this would be a really good topic, a good timely topic based on the election. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about who you voted for or who you didn't vote for. But I think that there has been so much stress. I know Ken has addressed it on social media that people are very fearful. I think people are, no matter if you voted for Donald Trump or you didn't vote for Donald Trump, is that there is a lot of unknown. And so this just doesn't have to do with politics. It has to do with life in general, right? Is that a lot of people are fearful of the unknown, right, Gail?
Well, it's normal. I mean, you take a new path down the road and you're not sure where that's taking you because you don't have a map. You're going to be fearful where the outcome is, where you're going to end up. It's the same thing in life. Every morning you wake up, it's an unknown. You don't know what's going to happen that day. Some people just don't deal with it when it's slapped in their face. That's the problem.
Would absolutely love your comments in the chat stream. For those of you that are connecting with us live, again, welcome in everybody. Quick refresh. Cynthia Bazin from Smart Chick. If you're saying who are these chicks on this page, I'm Cynthia Bazin. I'm actually the owner of the Smart Chick page. So welcome in live and replay viewers. And as we announced at the beginning of this show, Gail Foley of OneAwesomeCommunity.com. She is a co-host for the show, and we are doing this every week now, with the exception of holidays, on Thursdays at 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern Standard Time. So, Gail, great way to just segue into, what we're going to be talking about, tips and strategies. And I would love your comments in the chat stream below as far as, isn't it fearful about the unknown, right? But Gail said, you know what? Everything's kind of unknown, right? Nothing is 100%.
No.
Is that jobs, right? We're
Yeah.
fearful sometimes of the unknown, whether, we're going to have a job, 5 or 10 years down the road. Relationships, right? As much as we want to believe that every single relationship around us is going to last forever, you know what? Honestly, that's an unknown.
Oh, big time.
How long we're going to be, on this earth, together, how long Gail and I are going to be doing the show together. We want to be here 20 years from now, but it's unknown, right?
It's unknown. And I think part of it is people don't feel in control, because there's no way you can control every outcome. But some people really get tense and stressed if there's something in their surroundings that they have no control over, and it's a chaotic thing for them. And so that increases that feeling of unknown. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I think that affects a lot of people. People don't like to lose control.
Well, there's something that is known. Shelly Harris says you're glowing. You look beautiful. So that's known. It is. It's so, what? I think that's really what I'd like to focus in on today. What Gail is kind of saying about that fear and that worry is that, when we talk about the unknown, we all know there's not unknowns, and some of us deal with it in a way that, hey, listen, we worry about it a little bit, but we go on. But there's a lot of people having to do, let's just go back to this election. I was in the gym at 4:30 the next morning, right? Some people were just going to sleep. I was up at the gym, and people were like so upset. Some people were crying. Some people were just like in just deep, deep fear about what was, is or possibly going to happen. And so it's really about tips and strategies for people that almost get frozen, that just feel like, that they, it's impeding on living, every single day. So how do we deal with the unknown? And would love your comments in the chat stream as well for live viewers and replay viewers that check this out. Is that, what are some of your things that you're challenged with dealing unknowns, and what are your tips and strategies? So feel free to join in on the conversation below as Gail and I are talking about this stuff. Does it resonate, some of the things that we say, or do you disagree? Is that, listen, this is open for your discussion, okay? So let me take a couple comments, Gail, if you don't mind, before we get rocking and rolling. So we've got, hello, ladies, from Sherry Moore. Thank you so much for coming in, Sherry. A regular here, welcome in. And let's see, Lisa Bechdahl says, nothing is a guarantee. Sometimes our faith is only known. How true that is, right, Gail?
Absolutely.
That's a great one. And then Shelley Dryman adds, let's see, you can't control what happens, but you can be in charge of how you react. And I think that's what we're going to be talking about today. And let's see, great comments, everybody. Love this. We have to live each day and be willing to duck the curveballs. All right, Gail, our show is done. We have nothing to talk about.
I know, they got it all covered. But
what else is there to say? Bye-bye.
But addressing Lisa's, you can duck the curveballs or you can hit that sucker right out of the ballpark. I mean, the key is, and I think anybody that's listening, maybe, we have to stay the course. We can't allow this to suddenly diffuse our whole life. It's been a very emotional, many, many months of emotions on everybody's plate simply because of the unknown. If this one gets elected, what's going to happen? It doesn't matter which one got elected. It's still an unknown. We know a little bit more about the other person, but the country chose this person. So the emotions are still riding high, but in the long run, you still have to focus. You have to focus on your business. My grandson posted about his future, about having a job when he graduates from college. These are concerns a lot of people have. You know, and I'm putting all this money into my college degree, and then when I get out, is there a job? That's an unknown, no matter who's running the country, just because of the state of affairs.
Yep.
So,
And so Lisa adds, this is exactly how I feel. If you have to duck, or plant your feet, and as you said, hit it out of the park. Right. So for those people out there, right, because I know there's some clients of mine, people that listen in, right? It's like, you know what? There's nothing you can do, you know, don't worry about it, but people worry about it, right? So what are some particular strategies, some real like laser focused things that possibly people can do if their mindset, right, is just like they just, you know, can't just equally just get it out of their head? What are some things that you can do? So I'll start us off, Gail. Okay. So one of the things, you know, in business, in my life, I always say this. I know I've said this to a couple people in this chat stream here. You know, I always have a strategy for everything. And you know what? Just, you know what? God bless my husband. God bless everybody, right? That is surrounded with me. I always have a plan. And I think that's really smart, meaning this is that, okay, you may not know what's going to happen, but what are some things that you can do to kind of prepare for some different things? So if you're concerned about medical expenses going up, right? I've heard this already going, and you know what? My medical insurance has gone up $153 a month already for next year. So it's like, okay, I can worry about it, or what can I do? Plan A is that, you know what? Where can I cut expenses? Plan B, where can I possibly make a little bit extra more, right? If I need to make that extra $153. But some people are just so focused in on what's the government going to do about my medical insurance. I can't deal with this. I can't deal with this. Is you've got to come up with plan A, plan B, plan C. So if you're focused always on one, you know, just having your eggs in one basket, I think that's a bad way to live. So I always, always, always believe that you should think about the different things, the different strategies. For me, and I don't know if this works for you, Gail, I always look at it not in a negative sense. I look at a worst case scenario and I come up with that. And then I come up with a good situation and that sort of thing. For me, it just kind of puts my mind at ease going, at least I have some sort of plan. So would love to hear your perspective on that. You can disagree, agree, whatever you'd like.
no, I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, my to-do list didn't change because of the elections. I still have certain things on my list that I need to move forward. You know, it is an unknown, but if you stay in your routine and you continue on your path and you have that plan A or you have that plan B, you have a course to run on. The courses that are running beside you, you may not have control of those, but like one of the Shelley said, you have the control of how you react to it. And if you let your whole life fall apart because of something that the masses chose and you didn't agree with that, you're just giving in to all of that commotion and you're losing your footing. And so, yeah, you got to have those plans. You got to follow those plans because you're taking yourself off course when you put yourself into a worry state and you allow the stress to overcome you. And and here's the thing, it's allowing. There's a lot of people will allow it, and then guess what they'll do? They'll use that as their excuse. So you have to be someone that says, I don't have any excuses. I know I have a strategy. I'm going to follow my strategy. I'm going to take care of me and do what I need to do, because otherwise you're adding to all the commotion.
You know what? I like that because one of the things that I'm always stressing too is taking personal responsibility.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that are fearful about, this whole election, their lives, their relationships, they're stressed out. They kind of say, well, if only if my husband would do this, or only if my, wife would do this. And I'm like, listen, I don't want to hear that. I'm sort of like the Judge Judy of like mentoring. I'm like, I don't want to
Yeah.
hear that.
Yeah.
You know what? You cannot put blame, you cannot assign responsibility for your happiness and how you're going to live every single day. So I cannot like focus in on what the president's going to be doing and wait for him to make, the effective changes in my life. I can't focus in on my husband to make me happy.
Nope.
It's like, you know what? You have to do it on your own. You have to figure out what you can do for yourself. You really can't have that mindset of that you're going to assign blame, sort of like what you're saying. So I
Yeah.
think taking personal responsibility is really important. Let me take a look at some of these comments here. And again, everybody, Gail is at oneawesomecommunity.com to sign up for her podcast. Amazing, amazing topics that she does. She interviews powerful women that makes things happen. Now every Wednesday, small laser focused tips. I'm going to be on her show every week on Wednesdays. Super, super fun. And then I'm at smartchick.me. Take a look at my speaking and mentoring services to continue to get laser focused. So let's see here. I love that, Shelly, about the no excuse zone. Geez, worrying sometimes is about, assigning blame. Sometimes we need to get out of that excuse zone. Let's see. Yes. And so Shelly says, I used to be this way. Oops, not wrong comment. Sorry. This thing, I'm trying to do my best here. I think I'm doing okay. If only, if only. I used to be that way. And so Lisa Bechtel says, good gravy. If we expect others to make us happy, you may be waiting your entire life. Be so happy looking in the mirror in the morning. It makes you smile back. I love that, right, Lisa? I mean, Gail?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Love that. Love that. And hi, Sherry. Love all the comments, everyone.
I love this one. I use this one a lot.
I've never used this.
I use it. Yeah,
You can do this one.
yeah. Don't pee on my leg and tell me it's raining. Yeah, I love this one because some people will stare at you right in the face and they'll tell you something that you just know, what the heck? So yeah, yeah, exactly. Kim. I love it.
That is
Guided by media, because that's the key right there, is that all this commotion people have to realize is all stirred up to get media exposure and media accolades, because they are digging up all sorts of stuff. And here's a very simple little story I want to share. There's a woman here in this town that I know very, very well. And she had been in the newscasting world in Florida, and she was told to find the goriest, most gruesome stories to put out there. It got so distasteful to her that she said, no, we need to put some good, happy stuff out there. No, that doesn't sell ratings. We have to do the violent, the commotion, the chaos, all of that. That's what sells our spots. She left that station and now does a local program called It's All Good, because she was so tired of, that's what they look for. Very few shows really give you any insight to happy events. Sometimes they do, but it's not the main gig.
Very, very interesting, Gail. So if anybody has any questions on the live or replay, please let us know. Just put them in the chat stream. So if you're struggling with something, or maybe something that you are, that works for you as far as dealing with overwhelm and the unknown, you know what? Gail and we have our own perspectives, but we learn from all of you. So this is sort of like a mastermind. This is mentoring. This is giving advice. But you know what? We are definitely stronger together. And one of your comments might help somebody else today. So don't be shy in putting it in the chat stream, and I'll try to catch it and put it on the screen. So, Gail, how important for you, when something comes up that's sort of overwhelming, to deal with the unknown, how important is self-care for you? Because I think that, is something that is so important.
Oh yeah, I got to get on that treadmill no matter what's going on in the world, because that settles me down. And for example, this morning I was at a 7:30 a.m. crack of dawn meeting, board meeting, and so I didn't get my workout in. Well, I have a vibrating machine, everybody, that you stand on. I get a lot of funky looks at that. So you stand on it and it vibrates your cells. A lot of chiropractors have it in their office. So I went and I stood on that. I mean, the board meeting was a fun event, but I wanted to catch up on the news. In order to diffuse what I see on the news, I stand on this machine and it relaxes me. But you have to find a routine for your self-care. You have to get outside, take a walk. You have to meditate. There's got to be something that brings you inner peace that you can put all of this outside noise silent for a while. It's so important because otherwise you're self-diffused.
You know, we talk about this all the time. And, you know, Lisa Bechtel of lisabechtel.com talks about, you know, self-care needing to be on top of the list. I think we all talk about it. But I think that honestly, we need to like keep pounding this into our own heads, into everybody else's heads, because the time when the overwhelm comes, the time when we're stressed. And I was just hearing this from some people today, you know, saying, gosh, you know what, I feel like crap. You know, I haven't been eating, I haven't been exercising. So we've all been there. We've all, you know, let go of our exercise routine and, you know what, we start eating comfort foods and stuff like that. But in times of the unknown, you really got to step up the self-care. Am I echoing?
Getting staticky all of a sudden.
Not good, not good. Let me try to lower it. Any better?
No, static's still there.
Everyone, let me know if I'm staticky in the chat stream below. And Gail, just keep on and let me know if I'm still staticky.
Yeah.
There's not much I can do, I don't think.
No, it's going along fine. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see. So let's show some comments here. Meditation is really good to calm down noise. Excellent. And let me know, everybody, let me know if it's just me that's staticky or if Gail is staticky as well. It could be just me and I don't know what to do. So it is staticky. Let's see. I don't know if this is going to kick me out or what. I don't know what to do, Gail.
I don't either. I
don't know. Why don't you continue on with conversation for a second and let me see if there's anything that I can do.
All right. Lisa's right. With self-care is essential. It's just Cynthia, Ken says.
Okay, go ahead. Why don't you continue on and I will.
Yeah, so self-care doesn't have to take a whole lot of time. I mean, you can, you know, take a 10-minute break and do the meditation. I have a time, you know, for 30 minutes while I, you know, do my daily stuff. And then I get up for 10 minutes and do something else just to break that. I was exhausted yesterday because I spent a whole lot of time creating banners and doing technical stuff, and my eyes were, oh my goodness. But yet I got up and moved around to break that cycle, because otherwise you ingest all of that anxiety and it just eats away at your body and it's going to cause you problems. You must move your body. You must give yourself time to remove from all of the things that you can't control, because you'll drive yourself crazy. And there's a lot of people that worry about everything. My husband happens to be one of them. He worried the other night about something, and I said, you can't change the outcome of that. It's just, it's human nature for a lot of people.
Great thoughts, Gail. Am I still staticky?
No, you're good.
I'm good. So what I did, everybody, yay. Yes, it blacked out because I blacked myself out. So what I did, everybody, and you know what? I'm not in my regular office. I'm across the country and did not bring headset with me. But what I did is I just disconnected my camera for a second and came back on. And I had one tab open, Facebook. So I shut that out. So you know what? Thank you, the Dave. My husband, who's an IT person, says, you know what, just try those little things, trying to jump out and come back in. So yes, you know what, so getting back to the topic about being a warrior, you know, oh gosh, I've talked about this before, but you know, my family is, you know, full of warriors. And you know what, the tip that I want to say is this, is that, gosh, you know what, in times of unknown, you have to surround yourself with people, you know what I mean, that are action oriented, positive, and are not worry warts. Is that you need to set boundaries with those people that are the worriers, because you know what, it could just spiral you into cray world, right, Gail?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've got a granddaughter that, you know, she's a lot like her mom. She's rather shy, but she's got a lot of anxieties about this test, about this event. I mean, she just has this anxiety, and I have tried to share with her different subliminal things she could play at night so that it would give her more confidence, and it keeps her awake at night. I'm still trying to figure out how to feed her that stuff. She thinks her grandma's crazy, which I am, but I've also turned her on to music that you can find on YouTube that's binaural beats that help you focus and relaxes you. There are so many tools out there. If you're committed to finding a way to get yourself beyond that, you can find those. YouTube has so many. I was listening to a Steve Jobs thing the other day. It's motivational and it's great music to work by, and it takes you out of your head because you're just doing your thing and you're listening to music. So there's other tools out there. Maybe you're not a meditator, and find it difficult. This is a way that you can do that, but in a different way.
Let me show some of the comments. So Lisa says, exactly, it's human nature, but even though us live that way normally can fall off at times, that is why we need to be surrounded by great people that support. Absolutely. And we've got other comments here. Let's see. Shelley says, I have learned you take it one step at a time and knock them down as they come,
Yep.
which absolutely, I was just going to focus in on that, is that, listen, all of these unknowns, right, that come into our lives, a lot of times, you know what, it's something that's 5 years down the road, 2 years down the road. Maybe it's like never going to happen, is that really focusing in on the present day, which a lot of us talk about as well. So what kind of Shelley is saying, one step at a time. So this unknown, it may happen or it may not happen. So, but what can you do today, right? To experience joy, to be happy, is that I just know so many people, and there's a lot of, well, not a lot, there's a couple big leaders out there that are saying, you know what, never be satisfied and keep pushing and keep pushing and keep pushing. And I totally disagree with that, because if you're never satisfied and you're always pushing forward, you never truly enjoy the present. So,
No.
having to do with the unknown, listen, you need to shift out of that, forward thinking about what possibly may happen or may never happen to, okay, how can I experience joy today? It's not putting your head into the sand, but you know what? It's really just being present and controlling what you can, which is only the present moment typically, right, Gail?
Exactly. You don't know what the next moment brings. There's unknown for you right there. Okay, I'm echoing. Is that better?
Echoing, but you were fine with me. Just a little
Okay.
echo, not too bad.
But yeah, I mean, you can put yourself in that worry bubble and stay there and don't see any of the wonderful things going on right in front of you. And you miss that day of your life. You only get that one day, one time. So, has that proven worth your while to spend that day all fretting and worried because you can't change the outcome by doing
Mhm.
that? And so, yeah, it's sad that some just can't overcome it. Some just
Right.
stay that way and choose to stay there. But I agree with you about never being content and always having to push forward and push forward. The whole purpose to me of finding your path and your passion is to get to a place where you're like, wow, this is it. I love being here. And then as you choose to, you can expand on that. But why put an extra burden on yourself with that attitude? Move, 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 because you don't need to sometimes.
Right. And you just never know, like, again, that famous quote, and if you know who it is, Gail, for some reason, it just went whoop, out of my head about, happiness is a journey, not a destination, right? So because of the fact of, I know too many people that say, you know what, 5 years from now, I'm going to do this. Oh, when I reach this goal. And then when that 5 years comes, some sort of medical thing happens or their circumstances have changed that, okay, now they've reached it, but now they can't enjoy it. So I totally believe in that you have to try to find happiness, every single day.
Or what about the person that goes to achieve something and they get there and they find out that's not really what makes them happy? That's really sad.
It is.
They have this perception that that is what they need in their life to be totally happy. They're looking for the husband, they're looking for the house, they're looking for the car, they're looking for that magical bullet online to make them tons of money. And they get there,
Right.
and they're still looking around for something else because that doesn't satisfy them. And that's sad.
Yes, absolutely. So let's take a couple comments here. April Bolivar is saying that she used to be horrible with anxiety. Now I learned to trust in God, give him control, and face what's in front of me and be joyful. That's awesome, April. I love that. I love that. And about, keep on pushing forward. Lisa says, I disagree with that as well. You are never present and miss the one great moment happening now. Love that.
I love Shelley's.
What is Shell? Sorry, I'm probably missing.
White
Oh,
sand. I agree. Yes, yes. Bring it on. Yeah.
yeah, we could be dissatisfied that we're not living in Florida where Lisa
I know.
Bethel can dip her freaking feet in the sand. We can be not content with that, you know? Let's see. And yes, Gail climbing the ladder, leaning on the wrong wall. Excellent comment, Ken. Hopefully, I'm catching most of these comments coming through. There's always something to be grateful for. If you are alive, you have the power to change. So, everybody, quick refresh for those of you that are just coming in. My name is Cynthia Bazin. I am from Smart Chick, your laser focused mentor. If you just kind of stumbled in and said, how did I get here? You are on my Smart Chick Facebook page. So, I appreciate you being part of it, and that we are doing a weekly show, my awesome co-host Gail Foley and I, talking about different important topics of the day. It might be something personally or something professionally for your business, but we're going to be doing this almost every week on Thursdays at 9 a.m. Noon Eastern Standard Time. So just today is dealing with the unknown. And we kind of said this is a good topic just based on the election that just happened. People are very fearful. Some people are very joyful. So, but everybody's kind of like, what's next? What's going to happen? I think we're all thinking that way for that. And just in life, there's a lot of unknowns. So we said we thought that this was a timely topic to speak about today. Gail, please let people know where you're at as a refresh.
I am at oneawesomecommunity.com. I'm podcast talk show host. I really can talk. And I do all things about life lessons, things that I've done to through my business that may have been wonderful, may not have been, and through those lessons. And sometimes I bring trending things. Like the other day, I talked about cyber safety. So I talk about all sorts of things. And then I also interview powerful women that make things happen. That's oneawesomecommunity.com.
So, Gail, it's so funny when you're saying you can't talk. You know, that's just the brilliance of you, right? But one of the things I can't do, I can't point the right way because every time I point this way to you, it's going the opposite way on the replay. So I don't know where you're at. People are going, she has no idea where Gail's at. I'm just going to say somewhere in this broadcast is Gail because it's opposite of what I do. So I should never point to where you're at because I always do it's backwards, everybody. So when I do one of these broadcasts. So I love this, April, is that isn't every day an unknown. It's a fresh start. So
yeah.
Yeah. So, you know what, everybody, I know it's so easy to say, don't worry about the future. It's not as easy as that, is that there's some real things that are unknowns. It's scary. I'm a realist. I'm not saying, hey, listen, just be happy, happy, joy, joy. And there's not some scary things that are possibly happening in the future. But you know what? What can we do? I think as a refresh, we can only focus in on what we can do and how to focus in on the present moment and what we can change. Right, Gail?
Absolutely. I mean, you need to take that control of yourself, and you just need to figure out a way to deal with the outside commotion that causes you such angst, because you get in the car every day. That's an unknown. That's a total unknown. You get in that car. You get on an airplane. You walk across the street. Everything that you do, from eating that piece of bread that might get stuck in your throat. I mean, look at all the scenarios that have existed long before our election that you could be torn apart about, and you're not, because you do it on a normal basis. You get in the car, you go to work, you do this, you do that. Just continue doing that. It's also an unknown.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. And you know what? I just had a thought and it just flew out of my head. But I'm reading comments about Adam having to go to the beach. Adam, it's 100% unacceptable that you live moments to the beach and you don't go enough. Shame.
Shame.
Shame. Shame.
Where do you live? We'll be down to show you the way.
Shame. So, I think this is that I'm actually doing a Periscope broadcast later today on the non-negotiables that I have kind of set up for my life. So it kind of aligns with this, and I'll just touch base on it. We've already kind of talked about it, but, in dealing with the unknowns, you have to set up some non-negotiables for yourself. And we've already spoken about it, is that self-care. And I talked with a couple people this morning about self-care as well, is that you just have to, you know what? tell people around you, tell people to back off. If they're saying, oh, why don't you just do this? Why don't you forget about your workout? Or here's a muffin. Why don't you now just have a muffin or just have another dessert? It ain't going to hurt you, right? Is that seriously? I have done so many things in my life that, and done it in a nice way. But people know that, listen, back off. You know what? I've got to set up some boundaries here for self-care for myself. So they know, everybody here in my family here, they may be wanting to do something early in the morning. And I said, the only thing I ask for is that first thing in the morning for me to get a workout in. After that, everything else can be, moving around. But I have to set that boundary for myself, or otherwise it just gets me into cray mode. I have to have that self-care thing first thing in the morning. Let's see. So people are still talking to Adam about the beach. It's so funny. Uh, and Shelley, you know what? You know this all too well. Why don't you read that, Gail?
We take things for granted and think we have tomorrow. None of us are promised tomorrow. Exactly, Shelley. Well said. Nobody is promised that gift. It's a gift today. Enjoy it today. Absolutely.
And I'm going to try to point the right way. Say this one, Gail.
I'm this way. Let adversity fuel you. You got it, April. You got it.
Awesome stuff. So I hope you've all liked this topic. Gail, is there anything that you would like to add? Maybe something that you thought of while we're talking about this? We don't want to keep people on here too long. We want these to be short, exciting, impactful.
Well, I totally agree with you. You have to have the non-negotiables. And I'm like you. It's like, I used to, when I was out pounding the pavement, would send out cards and having appointments. All of a sudden, I found myself scheduling appointments every day at 10 o'clock, and I felt like I had a job. I was out the door every day. I'm like, what the heck? This is not what I planned for. And suddenly it was like, okay, my first appointment's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I had to get that exercise in and get my time to get my stuff done. And then I was more willing to go out and do things. Same things with my interviews. Used to be I'd let several days be the time for my interviews. It stressed me. And so I changed it. My interviews are on one specific day. So if you have non-negotiables and there's a way that you can structure it more effectively with putting those time blocks, whatever, those little time spots in to make sure you get your schedule that works for you. The other day, I stressed myself out massively because I'd already decided I was going to do this, and this on Monday. Monday came and went. So I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that anymore. It can be done later in the week. So you also have to package in forgiveness and flexibility when you do these things. But you have to have those boundaries for yourself in order to operate at full potential and full tilt. You just do.
And I just want to mention this because there's a couple people I know that are going to say, is Cynthia going to mention this? Because some people are too gentle on themselves and let themselves get fluffy and just kind of, oh, I'm going to cut myself some slack. I'm going to cut myself some slack. And so sometimes boundaries is kicking yourself in the duff and saying, you know what, is that I am not going to start thinking negative. I am not going to go into this downward spiral. So sometimes you need to get inside your own head and you need to say, you know what, I need to stop the ridiculous. I need to stop thinking negative. You've got to stop yourself short and do the things that you know are going to work for you. Because I work with a couple people that, they get themselves really down on themselves. They don't ask for help. They don't ask for support. They know they need to, but they retreat. So for some of those people, they need actually a kick in the duff versus being gentle. So everybody's different. But I definitely know some people, and I need to say that because they say, yep, I need that kick in the duff. Because otherwise, if I'm too gentle on myself, then you know what? I don't get anything done. And I need to have that accountability push to say, stop thinking negative. You know what? Stop going that way. You know what I mean? You're terrible when you're alone in these situations. Instead of retreating, I'm going to reach out and ask for help. So definitely everybody handles it a little bit differently.
Exactly. And I think that if you work at home and you've never worked at home, you first start out and you sort of mosey through the day because you think, oh, I'll do that tomorrow. Oh, I'll get that. And you lose a rhythm. And so there's discipline involved with that. You have to be disciplined to do your business. And so a lot of people get in that rut and then they think, oh, I can never do this. And I think summertime is really tough for me because I want to be outside. I want to be playing all
Mhm.
the time. So I know that I did live at the beach. You probably never find me because I'd always be at the beach and I'd always get sand in my laptop, so I wouldn't be able to do anything. But there are priorities in life, and so I just packaged in when I could be outside. But
Mhm.
when you're changing your routine from maybe being an employee to working from home, that takes a lot more discipline. And a lot of people get very down on themselves because suddenly they don't have somebody else kicking them in the duff and making
Yes.
sure that they're staying the course. So that can be very challenging. So that's when they really need to surround themselves with people that are more disciplined, more successful, and they can follow that path and get back on their own path. I think it's helpful.
All right. So we've got a couple of things as a result of this broadcast. We're reminding Adam every single day to go to the beach.
Yeah,
We're all going to message him on
yeah,
social
yeah.
media. Adam, if you're here, you better start
We're in
posting pictures
trouble.
of the beach. And yeah, this was from way back, but Shelly says, I'm glad I don't like muffins. So, so people aren't pushing the muffins on Shelly because she doesn't even like them. Lisa, I appreciate your feedback that you like this topic. If you are looking for a very cool topic to talk about, definitely let Gail or I know, or both of us know. We're always looking for hot topics, right? Which would be really great. Let's see. This was great. Thank you, Shelly. I appreciate your feedback. We really, really do. And April was talking about self-care, about a workout is a must for sure. Let's see. And let's see, Lisa, I've always loved getting up at 4 a.m. and starting my day with exercise. I lost that for a hot moment, but I'm not going to be fluffy.
I start my exercise at 7:30. That's my early time.
Oh my gosh. So why don't you read these couple here, from one from April and then one from Shelly Gal?
April says you must grind. Well, I don't like to grind, but okay.
When I think of grinds, I get like really, really like craving for coffee.
Oh,
But anyway,
and then Shelley says, my husband asked when I was going to wash all the things off the mirror he wanted to shave. Well, just carve out a little spot for him and have him lean down. I mean, he can get the job done. My husband has a string of stickers like that just goes on for a mile. It's like, do you even read those?
love it. We always promote the hashtag on Twitter and everywhere else. Everybody ask for help if you're in overwhelm and stress having to do with this. Don't handle this on your own. Is that I'm a mentor. Gail can help you. We've got Lisa Bechtel here. We've got Shelly Harris. We've got Hans Freller in the house. Hey, Hans, how are you? He's giving us a shout out. How are you, Hans? All the way in New Zealand. And it is Friday. Happy Friday, Hans, to you. It's only Thursday here in the United States. So happy Friday to you, my friend. And let's see what else. Let's see. You have more regimented and scheduled when you work at home. Get up, dress, and show up. You have to have a more,
Yeah,
yes, regimented
absolutely.
routine. Absolutely. Great, great stuff. So let's see. We've got lots of comments. I love this. So everybody, I want to say thank you so, so much. You know what? I hope that you enjoyed this. With like some final comments having to do with stuff. Did you get one golden nugget? We would love to get those comments after this live play is done. Again, we're going to be here almost every Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, noon Eastern Standard Time. And so, Gail, what I'd like you to do is just kind of brief what's coming up on your show, where people can find you. And I'm going to put our websites up. So I'll let you talk for a few minutes and then we'll close out.
All right. I'm going to be doing my podcast as usual on Tuesday. That will be probably a subject about acronyms because I think we all use acronyms and we don't always understand what somebody's saying. So, how do we handle that? And then on Wednesday, you'll hear from Cynthia and I on our new tip series to keep you laser focused. That's going to be a very short one, so we have about 10 minutes. Both of these you can get in your inbox when I publish them by simply going to my site, oneawesomecommunity.com/subscribe, and you can have the subscription box there. When you do that, you also get a free copy of my ebook called Brand Yourself Awesome. That's my gift to you, and I thank you for even listening to me. So there you go.
You're a joy to listen to. You're a joy to listen to. And I just want to say hello, welcome in to Kat Hoyer from the Inner Circle. Thank you so much for being here. So everybody, I am at obviously SmartChick at smartchick.me. I said I'm a full-time motivational speaker and I am your laser focused. I like to say loving kick in the duff mentor, right? To help you
Yes.
stay focused on your priorities, help you stay accountable in your goals, and just keep you pumped up. We cannot get enough inspiration. We cannot get enough smart strategies. But as I always say, do your due diligence on who you're listening to. The people that I bring on to here are people that are trusted people. And what I mean by that, people with high integrity, people that have walked the walk, that have life experiences that are going to help you. So I encourage you to reduce the noise in all areas of your life and who you're listening to, and stay focused on people that are really going to help you. Gail Foley and I, you know what? We're not getting paid for this. We're on here because we are passionate about living our best life, and we want you to do the same. And so I hope you have enjoyed this. If you have not shared this out on Facebook and you find that this would be something of value to your friends, to your family, I encourage you to share it out. You don't need to, but if you find that this was good, welcome people to come on in every Thursday here for this show. So I want to say thank you, Gail. You are the definition of awesome, baby.
Thank you.
And always so much fun. Now we just have to come up with an awesome topic for next week. So looking forward to it. So everybody, please mark your calendars, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11 Central Time, 12 Eastern Standard Time on Thursday, so you can join in on the conversation. All right? So everybody, thank you so much for coming in. And yes, Adam Magaz will say on the end, you have been officially kicked in the duff by all of us here in the stream. So thank you so much, everybody. I think we're good, right, Gail?
Yep, we're good.
All right. We'll see you all next week. I hope you had fun. I hope you got educated. And I hope that you connect with people in the chat stream, right? It's all about building relationships and surrounding yourself with the absolute best tribe. Lisa Bechtel, you just said it perfectly there. Surround yourself with a great tribe and live now doing what you love. Perfect way to end the broadcast. Everybody, thank you so much for your time. This was so much fun. And everybody, we will see you next time. So thank you, Gail.
Have an awesome day. Bye-bye.